times like this, when you see each other, you just start smiling. And that's all it takes, is like a little smile, because you know you've been through something that was special in your lives. So we didn't underrate it. I would say when we got back home and went to Downing Street, and David Cameron did a speech and said, well done to Colin and the boys.
You all right?
Oh,
Steady, mate.
champion lad.
Did you talk about it a lot, this, by the way, with each other, or what?
No.
No, we haven't seen each other since.
Don't like each other. We just played that in that tournament. That was it.
Apart from winning the trophy, gents, it was a really good tour, that one, wasn't it? And it just all seemed to click. So give us some of your best memories and stuff from that trophy.
For me, it was just the team spirit and camaraderie that we had. We had a talented group of players, and everything just clicked into place. Under Collie's guidance as well, he brought sort of a calmness and sort of that freedom of going out and just enjoying the tournament, enjoying playing, in big games, and it certainly paid off for all of us. We played so much better. I think, Collie, and I'm not blowing his own trumpet because he's here with us, but he certainly got an extra few percentage out of all the players just because of how he spoke, how he wanted us to play, what type of cricket he wanted us to play. And it certainly worked for us. We were outstanding on that tournament, most definitely.
City, you're very kind this morning, aren't you, mate?
Pleasure, captain.
Jesus. I tell you what, it wasn't, you say it was underrated by many. It wasn't underrated by us. And still to this day, that's meant so much, just winning that tournament. And the memories that we created in a short space of time over the 3 weeks, I think it was incredible. And memories that last forever. And it was such a powerful kind of 3 weeks that you just, times like this, when you see each other, you just start smiling. And that's all it takes, is like a little smile, because you know you've been through something that was special in your lives. So we didn't underrate it. I would say when we got back home and went to Downing Street, and David Cameron did a speech and said, well done to Colin and the boys. And we took a few risks. We took a risk in terms of, let's just select some really kind of different players. Keyswet alone at the top of the order was so influential in getting the team off to a good start. But not just the players that we selected, but the approach. And I think City's right. We took a gamble, and we just said, look, lads, enjoy the next 3 weeks. Just train hard, but apart from that, off the field, go and play golf, get around the pool if you want to, enjoy the Caribbean. And we actually had an amazing time off the pitch as much as we did on it. And I think sometimes, when you're in international cricket, you've got to do all those 1%ers off the pitch. You've got to do the gym. You've got to do this. But this was just a short period for us. And I said to Andy, I said, listen, let's forget about 6 months down the line, the Ashes and all this kind of stuff. Let's just enjoy here and now and see how that actually takes us, how far that takes us in terms of just having a smile on your face. And thankfully it worked. I mean, if it didn't work, we'd have been seen as like drunkards around the pool, having pina coladas at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and off playing golf all the time. So it was a bit of a gamble.
We look more like a pub team, mate. We were like a pub team.
It was, but it worked.
But it was brilliant. Yeah, it did.
I mean, we celebrated hard, didn't we, afterwards?
Yeah, it did work. I had a bloody great time, let me tell you, for 3 weeks.
Yeah. Like,
who was the last man standing?
Last man standing.
On the night of the win.
Oh, I can't remember that. I can't remember anything.
I can't remember past 9 o'clock.
Yeah. I remember yards back, Michael Yardy bouncing like a bouncing bomb either side, just knocking people out of the way. Then that was early doors in one of the nightclubs we went in. I can't remember which one. It was
Harbour Lights City, yeah.
Harbour Lights.
Yeah. I mean, I remember that being just laughing at him, like thinking he's like absolutely annihilated, but it was hilarious.
I think he was singing West Ham songs.
He probably was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he had his tattoo out as well, didn't he? He had his big tattoo out. Come on, you hammers, and I'm forever blowing bubbles. I remember just like Colin said, just having like unbelievable fun for 3 weeks, and like it was work hard, and then whatever you do away from here is your own time, and we certainly made the most of it. There was just no pressure. You didn't feel judged for going out and having a beer in Collins, under Collins' reign, and none of the coaching staff either were judging, because they were most likely parked up next to you on a table in the same bar. So no, it was absolutely fantastic experience and fantastic to play cricket that way. And I think everyone, you know, it was so relaxed, and that, you know, transferred onto the pitch as well. I just one thing about that final day, we were in Harbour Lights, weren't we? I actually took I took my wife and kids, were on a family holiday, and I took them last January or January before, and I walked in and I was literally going, oh no, yeah, flashbacks of doom. Like this is the scene. This is the scene, because lads were just buying drinks, weren't there, and people were buying us drinks, and there were just tables and tables of rum and cokes literally surrounding us. You didn't have to go to the bar, you just picked them up and necked it, and then, you know, having drinking contests and all sorts, spraying champagne at each other. Oh, it was just ridiculous. But we had to slightly rein it in a little bit. You know, we had a job to do at the end of the day, but it was enjoy yourself as much as possible without going over. Without, he said, what did you say, Col? Just let's not have any Fred Lowe incidents.
Yeah, well, I think Andy was always just don't get arrested. I think that was
quite a low bar.
I think that was his message. And I remember getting to the semi-final, and you know, Andy, we obviously won the game, and Andy was like, "Right, Collie, I think the boys just need to calm down." And I said, "Andy, we're in a World Cup final, mate. Whatever we've been doing, let's keep doing it." And he was like, "Yeah, but the boys have been going pretty hard, you know, like, we're in a final now. This is important." And I was like, and I was really strong. I said, "Andy, let's let the boys go. They're having fun. You can see they're playing with a smile on their faces. Let's not get cold feet now. Let's not change anything now, because we're actually in the final." It's and he was like, "Okay, yeah, fair enough." But well, we had a special team, and to me, we went on a 9-game unbeaten run through that tournament, and then afterwards as well. And the one thing for me was the bowlers, and I've got two of them here on this call. I could just literally just say, "Can you do this?" And we'll have this field. And they would produce it. So the skill level was incredible. If they had to bowl a slow ball bouncer, they produced it. So it was just a fantastic. You look back, and it just every single cog worked and came together, and that's why you can always look back and go, that was a real team.
And lads, I mean, you must have loved playing under the freedom of that, and the fact that you've got a skipper who was just backing you, because you boys were just doing those things that Collie spoke about on demand. Like
Collie said, when you get to the final, you don't want to change anything you do, whether it on or off the field. We still celebrated our semi-win, and I think the final, we did think we were going to win. I mean, you don't turn up thinking, yes, we're going to win, we're going to batter Australia, it's going to be a tough game. But we were very quietly confident, I felt, just leading up to the final, because of how we played and that team spirit and everything we had amongst it. But I mean, one thing, David Seiko, our bowling coach at the time, these things you kind of underestimate. We we watched little videos before every game of opposition, and normally you overanalyze and you're like, these are his boundary shots, these are how he's playing, he's in great form. All we watched was how they got out, and
I love that.
And you know, whether off stump and middle stump went flying, and weirdly enough, again, something like that is a massive confidence booster. We weren't watching them, you know, smash it everywhere. It was just like how many times they got the hobs knocked out, and it weirdly enough, it helps. You know, the lads like, oh yeah, you know, he's got a problem. He's gonna, you know, he's hopeless. David Warner, he's crap. Could you just watch him getting bowled out? So, you know, those little things as well do make a huge difference. And we enjoyed the tournament. We played so well.
I remember Nathan Lehman, our analyst, and still is our analyst. He came to me about 6 months before the tournament, and I asked him. I said, "Look, can you get some stats on Yorkers? What is officially the best ball to bowl in the last kind of 3-4 overs of the T20?" I asked Nathan Lehman. I said, "Listen, what's the crack on Yorkers? Because in IPL, all I see is if someone misses a Yorker by 6 inches, it's gone." And he came up with this grid system of your red zone. If you miss your mark here, like Yorkers, he said, if you nail a Yorker, you obviously your average is very low, your strike rate's very good. But he said there's a very, very small margin of error. Whereas he says, there's this zone up here. And it was like you had this kind of meter squared zone, which was head height, way outside off stump, that he said, it's almost like bowling Yorker, but you've got so much more margin for error. It's a bigger space. And it was literally a long hop outside off stump.
Well, with the slow ball bounces, I was like, when you first introduced it and you sort of said to all the boys, like, this is what we're going to do. I remember our first couple of sessions, I was like a kid in a sweet shop. We were like, bloody hell, this is going to work. It's like, what is this? Slow ball bounces? It's unheard of. And it would all something very new, and we loved it. I remember all the bowlers sort of laughing and joking and having a bit of fun with it. And we knew that it worked, and it worked straight away. And it worked brilliantly throughout the tournament. It was awesome.
Just kind of give us like each of you. I'll start with Siddy, Tim, and then Colin to wrap things up. Just your overriding final kind of thoughts on it, because it like try and package it all up into something if you can.
Really, really special moment personally for myself, and you know, the memories I'll never ever forget. You know, the team, you know, how we celebrated, the nights out that we had, the drunkenness. You know, so you might have a medal, or that's against your name now. You're a World Cup winner. But for me, it's the memories. You know, the celebrations is something I'll never ever forget, ever.
It's up there, one of my most treasured memories of cricket. I think it kind of, we did get back and there was a little bit of a fanfare, but I think what you guys like alluded to at the start of this show, it kind of went under the radar because literally we were in between so much cricket, which we were winning. So it was a very successful period for us in all three formats. I think at one time we were World Cup winners. We were number one in Test cricket, and we were number one in 50 over cricket as well. We were number one in all three forms, and I think that's why it kind of went under the radar a little bit.
And then you won the Ashes as well, didn't you? And it was like almost like a. You know, do you reckon people went, "Oh, England cricket have won again? What a shock!" Do you reckon?
Yeah. I think it was like that. And it was Ashes down under, and we'd just come from India and we'd just beaten them. You know.
I'm a big believer in creating memories, and you know, we are a very privileged position of playing for your country, and that means a hell of a lot to us. And it means a hell of a lot to when you're in Barbados, when you see all the English flags and you're the Barmy Army, and it was a home fixture. And it was the perfect storm. To me, it couldn't get any better, because you were playing Australia, one of the toughest oppositions you can come across. You're playing in a great venue, and you've got all those English supporters who are just getting behind the team. And there was a lot of nerves around. I was very, very nervous on the morning. I remember leading into it. But when I was leading the team out, we have these mascots who you grab the hand and you lead them out and you do the national anthem. And I remember grabbing the mascots and I said to the young girl, I said, what's your name? And she said, Lucky. And I promise you, I just literally from that moment, I just went and just calmed completely. I just went, perfect, Lucky. I'm really happy to have met you. Thank you very much.
Amazing. I think Lucky needs a medal. We need to track him down and find him. But I mean, we'll track Lucky down and give her a medal. Just on that note, fellas, has anyone got their medal within reaching distance or within a short walk so you can show our viewers what that winning World Cup medal looks like?
This is going to sound terrible. I can't even find mine.
I'm good as... Come on. Brez, have you got your... I've got mine in... Yeah, I could get it. I could go get it if people want to see.
It's in his pocket, look.
Yeah.
I haven't actually got a clue where mine is either.
I've got it.
Love
My missus got it framed, but it said Wiki curled whoop on it. I'm joking. So there it is to all the Barmy Army.
Fantastic. Look at that.
So she got it framed for me, bless her.
I remember it looking like that, Sid.
Pride of place.
Gents, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks so much.
You.
Absolutely love that. I could have talked about it for another hour or so. So thanks so much for joining us.